This is Emma Laughlin, Communications Intern with Farm Credit Financial Partners, and 2020 marks our 25th year anniversary. A quarter of a century ago, Farm Credit Financial Partners, or as many fondly refer to us as FPI, opened for business in Agawam, Massachusetts. We began with 32 employees and the ambitious goal of innovating technology services for farm credit. Today, we have grown to over 250 employees across the country, serving 6 agricultural credit association partners. To help us commemorate our 25-year history, we have with us Lori Staib, Business Solutions Consultant, who has been with FPI for 12 years. Lori, please introduce yourself and explain what your current role is here at FPI.
Hi, I'm glad to be here today joining you in this conversation. So in my current role at FPI as a Business Solutions Consultant, I work with our partners looking at our technology and how they can enable it and use it more. Prior to coming to FPI, I was actually a loan officer with Farm Credit East, one of our partners, and my knowledge and learning credit skills has really made me more successful in working with them and working with our Encino platform and AgWorks Lending, as I understand their business in more detail and can help them understand how they can use it better.
Seems like you have a very busy job. Before we started the interview, you mentioned to me that you once were an intern for what is now known as Farm Credit East. How did this play into you starting a career within Farm Credit now?
It played a big part in my decision to pursue a career inside the farm credit system. During my internship, I realized that as part of working in the farm credit system, you're doing things involved in finance. When you're making loans, you're also collaborating with the farmers or all of the member customers across that our associations work with. And I just found it so interesting, and there were so many opportunities to do different things and experience different skills. I have a lot of different interests. I honestly never thought I'd be working in technology and actually understand how all of the things in the background work together. I originally thought I was going to go into a career in marketing, and that internship with one of the predecessors of Farm Credit East really made that difference, because I saw how I could tie all of my interests into this one job and have opportunities to do special projects or be involved in different areas. And really it all tied back to my innate love of agriculture and wanting to work in the agricultural industries.
Yeah, that's pretty fascinating. I know for me, as an intern as well, I never thought I would even get an internship in technology either. So it's funny how that all ends up working out, because it is such an all-encompassing role. So when you first started at FPI, did you expect to be here for these 12 years?
No, I don't know what I expected at the time. I had been moving around quite a bit within the Farm Credit East Association, and I didn't think I'd move to Massachusetts and live here for 12 years. That was for sure. But I found that within FPI, I'm able to. I think I've had 6 different titles in 12 years, and it's just made that continuous opportunity for growth and opportunities to do different things, because there's so many different things happening inside FPI. I find it keeps me interested, it keeps me involved, and I always find where everything we do really supports our associations and their customer members. So I just find it very interesting, and I find it very rewarding.
Yeah, it seems like the values of FPI really stick with people, for whether they've been working here for a few years, a few months, and 12 years, even up to 20, 30, 40 years. Lots of staff members have been celebrating their major work anniversaries this year, and we've been posting about them online. And you have almost reached a 20-year milestone within just the whole farm credit system. So what is it about the work that we do, especially here at FPI, that keeps everyone so captivated and motivated in your mind, and just from what you've heard from your colleagues?
The values of FPI and the farm credit system are the same whether you're at FPI or in one of the associations, and it's the things that make me want to get up and come to work in the morning. It's knowing that what I'm doing makes a difference for a loan officer out in the branch, or at the end of the day, it makes it easier for one of their borrowers to have easier access to funds to support their business. And that's what it really all comes down to, is helping see where I make those differences to the staff in the associations, or at the end of the day out for their farmers or their customer members. So it's that whole, how it all fits together. And when I get those emails from somebody that says, thanks, this really made a difference, or I really appreciate what you're doing, or hearing the excitement about some new feature coming out in one of our software releases, that's that's the part that really makes me happy, that I do my job and am able to provide that value to our customers.
And that seems to be an ongoing theme for the past 25 years. The major anniversary that we're talking about is FPI's 25th anniversary. So what thoughts and emotions come to mind when you think about that?
25 years doesn't seem like a long time in the scheme of things of other businesses, but what FPI has grown from in 25 years continues to awe and inspire me. To think where the company started, I mean, I was still in high school or college when this all started, but knowing they started as this little company to, this adventure of let's try and be a service company for association partners, and to see where we've come today, and we're enabling these platforms that are best in class platforms and providing them to our partners, and seeing how all of those things come together and how we really provide that piece in between to help them understand the technology and make sure we're making the right decisions with them. I can't imagine where we're going to be in the next 25 years, and how we're going to change and grow as we continue to move forward.
Yeah, it's certainly amazing what can happen in 25 years. And like you said, in the grand scheme of things, it's really not that long, but there's so much more to do. And part of success in a business comes from the leadership as well as the employees that are there. So what is the greatest leadership lesson you have learned at FPI that has proven to be true over and over again?
I don't know if I've considered it a leadership lesson, but it's the things I've learned from the leaders at FPI and our partners, it's always proven to be true. Get up every day and try your hardest to do what's right. And whether it's the right thing at the time for the customer, you'll always end up in a good spot because you're doing what's right and you're doing the right thing. And every day you try harder to do something more in order to provide value. I find the leaders that I get the most from lead by example, and the people who do those things every day make me want to do more every day for our partners, our members, all of the above.
It's amazing. My mom always says that the greatest leadership lesson is to lead by example as well. So it must be true if my mother is saying it and you're saying it.
It must be true. I mean, we should just write that down and put it on a little placard for everybody. Lead by example.
You hear that, FPI? It's our new motto. So finally, you kind of referenced this earlier, but if you could see into the future, what do you think is your vision for FPI's next 25 years?
So if I get out my crystal ball and see where we're headed, I'd love to see us where we're leading with all of our partners, leading by example, bringing ideas to them of how they can use software better, helping them to embrace technology and use it where they need it. I'd love to see us get to a point where we're using technology to help feed data in so they don't have to type as much in the computer. Some of those things exist today, but getting them into a place where it can always be used, or we can use some of those bleeding edge technologies. I hope in 25 years we're going to see that happening. And the idea of a bank that has to have a building made of bricks and mortar is probably going to become a thing of the past. And moving towards one where you can do business wherever you are, I mean, that's what's coming. And I'm excited to see how we help our partners get there and be able to do all the things they want to be able to do.
I'm also very excited to see all those things happen. I think your crystal ball is very accurate. We thank you very much for taking the time to celebrate FPI's 25th anniversary with us and sharing your stories today.
Thank you, Emma. I'm glad you asked me to be here today.
Of course. Thanks again.